system approaching perfection.
We'll walk deeper into the belly of the beast if it means I'm able to further limit
There's a system approaching perfection. There's a system approaching perfection.
The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans. Another day closer to
All right,
victory.
welcome to the Crypto Show, and proud to introduce you to one of our other speakers for Anarchapulco, and this is Kenn Bosak. He is a entrepreneur in the NFT field, and there's a lot to learn with NFTs. And there's actually a lot of people coming to Anarchapulco who don't know what an NFT is and how they don't understand it at all. Like one of the musicians who's got this song called Pirate Train, he's calling me, hey man, we're gonna make an NFT. I'm like, it's simple. You're gonna put this thing on IPFS and you make a little URL, boom, it's easy. And he's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, and that's kind of the thing that everybody says, I don't get it. Well, Kenn is going to help us get it for sure. So Kenn will be doing about an hour-long talk with other NFT people. And I don't know what we're going to call the talk yet other than really fun. And then he's going to have a class, and it's Tip Your Teacher. So it's a free class. Don't be an asshole, tip him good. And he will teach you how to create NFTs. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But so Kenn, I think the first time I seen you, you were like walking around with a 360 camera in the streets of LA or something like that. And you were working with some rideshare thing. Like, I don't know, kind of an offshoot of Arcade City. I remember seeing your videos, man. And then you're showing up at, crypto conferences everywhere and everything. So tell me how you got into this. And
I kind of stumbled into the whole crypto thing in 2016, just trying to figure out like what to do, investment wise, gold, silver, stocks, bonds, IRA, I don't know. And everything seemed to have such a border of entry for participation that it wasn't even an option, even though it felt like it should have been an option, like investing in stocks. And Snapchat had an IPO, and I found out that what an IPO was, and I saw the opportunity slip right between my fingers. And one of my friends mentioned this Ethereum ICO, and you don't need KYC, you don't need to be accredited. And I only participated because I could, I couldn't participate in the Snapchat IPO. I could participate in the Ethereum ICO. So I just gave it a shot because I could. Everything else I wanted to, I couldn't. They wouldn't let me. So ever since that moment, I kind of just kept diving deeper and deeper. And, NFTs to me are funny because they're just starting to be like, a thing in the public eye. But I found out about colored coins in 2016 when I first found out about Bitcoin, and immediately that was a non-fungible token. And when I saw CryptoKitties come out in around 2017, it all clicked. Everything, just all the dots connected. And I saw a Bitcoin in my mind as a dollar bill, and Banksy drawing on a piece of a Bitcoin. And that piece of Bitcoin is worth so much more with Banksy's art on it than a piece of Bitcoin that has nothing on it. And I just started rolling down that rabbit hole ever since, and kind of started making my own NFTs pretty early on with collaborations with Wax. Actually was one of the first NFTs launched on their blockchain.
yeah, that was amazing. I was surprised to hear that was an EOS thing. But I want to go back to something that you just said, color coins. That's where that's Ethereum. Basically, that's where Ethereum came from. Do you know this or?
Yeah, that's why I kind of rang it in with like Bitcoin, color coins, Ethereum, CryptoKitties, NFTs, like all the dots started to come together where it's like
so
all these little things were building a much bigger machine.
Yeah, color coins was basically kind of died because of Bitcoin maximalism. Vitalik was working on color coins, and they're like, yeah, we don't like your ideas. So he just split off and made Ethereum, and now look at him go.
Bitcoin would be a whole lot cooler if the core team was a little bit more inclusive in their inclusive project.
Right. Yeah. I dislike a lot of the maximalism stuff. I mean, sure, I hold Bitcoin. That's my main go-to for for store value, and that's what I stick with. But still, the maximalist stuff is just ridiculous. You have
Boring.
Monero maximalists as well, and that was kind of a thing that sparred me to come up with this stupid idea of Monero, which is
Monero's epic.
yeah, it's a shit coin, which it is going to be a sponsor this year, and there's some secret things happening about that. So
That's
that'll
some
be
real
cool.
shit coinery right there. I love that.
I love, and your success with, talk a little bit about your success with Atomic Hub and Wax, how that, like, you really got up there for a bit, right?
Yeah, I think it was just because I seen the opportunity early when, the mainstream started mentioning NFTs, and we started, I think the mainstream really kicked off with NBA Top Shot NFTs, and then we saw Crypto Punks and Crypto Kitties kind of get that limelight, and then a lot of the pop-ups started to happen, and during that time, I focused on where the puck, I still believe where the puck is going. The puck was with Ethereum and Ethereum NFTs right out of the gate. The limelight was shining bright on them. I kind of ignored the shiny, bright, loud things and went to Wax with what they were doing with EOS and making NFTs much more, you could actually use them, much more reasonable to not just own, but use the NFT. So Wax was around 3 cents at this time. And I, screamed from the hilltops, like, this is a very undervalued opportunity. NFTs this, NFTs that. I think Ethereum may have doubled in value in the time Wax has gone from 3 cents to over 30 cents now. So I feel like maybe I say I get lucky with that, but it was just like, I still think like I just knew where the puck was going to go. And I'm still focusing on that with Wax. Like, I still don't see the amount of attention that it should be getting from the mainstream that Ethereum got way early. So I started, reaching out to artists on Fiverr, and I started like, it almost felt like Tinder. I was trying to convince these artists to date me and work with me in a real, more personal way than just like, let me buy your art and that's it, we're never talking again. I got to send you money every month when the residuals come in from the royalties of the secondary market sales and all this and all that. Yeah. And these artists were so intrigued that honestly 80 or 90% of the artists that I worked with have their own NFT shop or own NFT store or work with an NFT project now. So I think it was a lot of like the angles I took at this.
The recent deal with Ross Ulbricht. I mean, what was that? 3-4 million? What did that ended up being for the artwork from Ross? Did you see that?
And that was an amazing opportunity for Ross too. Like, with NFTs, these opportunities wouldn't be it wouldn't have been an option for him to raise money for his mom and his campaign any other way. Right. So that to me is like, that's why this is precedent setting. That's why this is changing the world. Is there are so many people in Ross's position or worse, believe it or not, and their only opportunities are crypto in that sense or NFTs in another way. But just to see that it's a tool that can empower people that are locked behind bars that's freedom behind oppression. He's still free.
Right. I tried something similar like that during Hurricane Ida. I went down there and like helped people tarp their roofs and stuff. And I met this guy who lost his fishing boat. And so I did this like video interview with him, and I turned it into an NFT. And and I gave him the wallet, so all of the crypto goes directly to him for the sales. I only sold 2, and I used the Near platform. Maybe I would have done better if I would have been smart enough to do it on OpenSea, but the concept was still really good, where you could just go in and raise funds for a disaster it's like GoFundMe with pictures. And
it comes with a digital or a virtual reward. Instead of like, sending $10 to PBS and getting a canvas tote bag for your donation, you can donate to a cause and have this virtual goodie from it, right? Like, people usually will donate when you go to like IHOP, you'll donate $5 to put your name on the wall on a heart. Well, this is a virtual heart that you get to put on the wall now. And as we move into the metaverse as a society, when we go to look at people, and not just their resumes, but I go to look at your Facebook, your Snapchat, and I'm going to look at your wallet and see who you are, not just in the real world, but in the metaverse. And that's what this enables. Those two NFTs, those two people are the only two people in the world now that can say that they have supported this, and they have the proof that says that they supported it. And they never know who will support the people that have supported people. And that's where the CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and all these other NFT communities come from, is they help each other for helping each other.
Yeah, and you know, you hear this a lot. What the hell's an NFT? What good is it? It doesn't, you know, it's not even real. So imagine right now, I just thought of this one. The truckers are getting shut down from GoFundMe. You know, they've got all this money coming in. What if each trucker had his own NFT and people were just, you know, donating directly to the trucker? Each one, no fees, no middleman, no nothing. Everything goes right to that person. You know, those are
it's automated and autonomous bartering. That's what it comes down to. And essentially, you know, if a company wanted to buy an NFT from a trucker so he would deliver goods, how is that any different than the barter economy that we used to have, where it was tit for tat instead of cash for that?
Right. Yeah, and you know, so people, well, you can make 1 million copies, right? But the verification is
you can make 1 million copies of the deed to your house as well.
yeah, right, exactly. So the verifying factor is that the art came from a certain wallet. So those pieces of art are verifiably the valuable ones, and that's how you can weed out the, you know, the counterfeits or whatever.
Right. And also the verifier cannot deem that the actual NFT is counterfeit or no longer accepted under their rule, right? Like you could have the deed to your house in your hands, and if the government says that we don't care what that paper says, it doesn't matter what that paper says. But these NFTs, the blockchain, the open source protocols that are being used, they will always communicate what is true. You can't just change truth by saying, like, the government saying, like, oh, you no longer own that house because it's ours now. Like, you have the deed. Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore. If we move into this metaverse in that sense, if a government did try to do something like this, people would feel, you'd be able to see the ledger of, like, the house that you own was stolen from Dan. The government stole that house from Danny and then sold it to you. And that's proof I can see forever. People might not own houses that were stolen by the government in the future because they're not going to want to live with that on their conscience.
Right. Well, let's talk about the class. So the name of your class is utilizing NFTs for utilities, right? Yeah. So what are you going to teach, and like how long would the class be, and what will people walk away with?
Well, I'm hoping that, well, let's start at the beginning there, eh? I guess the 30 minutes to an hour, I'm not sure. I guess we'll play it by ear, see how it goes. But walking away with, I want them to understand that NFTs aren't just, a PDF file or a GIF or a PNG. It's what you make it, it's a lot like virtual alchemy. You can rub these ones and zeros together and make gold if you want it to be gold. So I really want people to walk away with their imaginations unlocked and knowing just enough about the limits of where their imagination should roam and maybe the borders of pulling it back a little bit. But I really want to open up people's imaginations, because what we're seeing being done in NFTs is so boring still. It's everything's a copycat of a copycat of a copycat. There's not much originality. And I'm hoping after this week, we have a dozen people or more, hopefully, coming out with unique NFT projects, because they're going to give it their own unique utility.
Yeah, and teaching them how to upload the video. Like I've tried to do videos on, I think, Pinata, and it wouldn't take it. So I ended up using the Near protocol, because you can do everything within the protocol. You don't have to go make an IPFS hash or any of that. It's all done right within that protocol. Now I don't know how Liquid Near is for that, but it was a super easy platform to work
So the
with.
reason I would recommend Pinata for IPFS hashing is if for any reason the Near servers had a cease and desist, or even Pinata, any image host, like it could be child porn or something crazy, right? Like they have the ability to take that down. So even if it's not that, if it's anything, whatever political that's being, fake news or whatever, and they're trying to take it off of like Near or Pinata, they could blacklist that IPFS because it is a centralized server. For that reason, I would say you could use Pinata, and then you could run your own Pinata server. So even if Pinata shuts that IPFS hash down, you could launch your server from Pinata, run it from your house, and you could still see those images when you look at your NFTs. But
wow.
yeah, there is a lot of common misconceptions with NFTs. Just because you see that crypto kitty in your MetaMask wallet does not mean that image is immutable. The token is immutable. The image is very mutable.
Awesome. Well, I'm trying to keep these short, but definitely you guys you got to meet Kenn. Definitely.
Yeah, I wanted them to know like the do's and don'ts by like my experience, like learn from my mistakes, guys. I've been doing NFTs for like 5 years, and I have enough mistakes to help y'all leapfrog a year ahead of them.
So definitely approach Kenn at Anarchapulco. He will definitely talk to you. He's been one of the greatest guys I know about it. Always just hooking up people with a little bit of Doge or a little bit of that. Even those little, remember the games where you used to go around and get it's kind of like Pokemon Go. What was the name of that?
A Splinterlands card.
What was the one on the phone? It was kind of like Pokemon Go, where you go around and you get free coins on the ground.
Air coins.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot about them. I love air coins.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys at Anarchapulco. Thank you so much, Kenn, and I can't wait to see you there.
See you in Mexico.
Awesome. Wait, hold on. Trying to see. There we go.